With the last of the Avatar facilities destroyed, we had run out of immediate targets to go after. Blightwalker and the Elders were still out there somewhere, but thus far they had managed to elude us. Our operatives were following up on several potential leads, but in the meantime we returned our focus to preparing for our final confrontation with the Advent Authority. We started by retrieving Dragonova and Altex from Reaper territory. Apparently the training had been quite rigorous, because Dragonova was going to need to spend the next 2 weeks recovering in the infirmary, but looking at the actual results of her training, it seemed like all that pain and suffering had been worth it. Altex also brought back word that the Reapers had recently developed some sort of new armor upgrades, which significantly enhanced the durability of their uniforms. I quickly got in touch with Volk and he agreed to share the new technology with us, so I had Joey and Blackbane escort one of our scientists back into Reaper territory to go collect it. Soon afterwards, we were contacted by the spokesman. Once again, he had pinpointed a potential asset, a former Advent engineer who had gone rogue, and who was currently hiding somewhere in the Advent city of Kano. While we didn't really need another engineer aboard the Avenger, there was no telling what kind of intel they would be able to share with us. We just needed to find them before Advent could. Since we were going in blind, I put Atlas in charge of the squad. Perhaps his third eye would help find the missing engineer. Since this was a rescue mission, I also decided to have Mark and Don back him up, with Shellshock and Varnas tagging along just in case things got ugly. I was a bit surprised to receive a request from Tygan to also send along Echo 1, a new spark unit that he had apparently constructed in his spare time. He hadn't been entirely happy with how the Hunter-Killer had turned out, and apparently he'd been eager to try again. I decided that this was as good a time as any to field test the new equipment. Besides, the squad was already stocked with some of our finest operatives, so I was confident that they would be able to pick up the slack if something went wrong with our newest toy soldier.
We're moving in for an emergency extraction of a VIP working for the Resistance. The spokesman provided the coordinates, but the rest is up to us. Locate the VIP and escort them out of the area safely. Goes without saying, but don't leave any hostiles standing. Menace 1-5, target coordinates incoming. Secure the VIP and proceed to the evac volume for extraction. Advent already knows we're here, so your position isn't concealed for the extraction.
Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to episode 45. Today we're doing a VIP escort mission. I'm not actually sure if we've done one of these before. It's essentially the same as the VIP rescue mission, except it's assumed we've already rescued the VIP, and now we're trying to get him to the evac zone. The big twist is that this is one of the few operations where you aren't in stealth when the mission begins. Though in our case we do have Don, who is still in stealth thanks to his ranger perks. So we'll be using him as our forward scout.
Understood. Moving out.
My current goal is to get our entire squad up on top of this building over here.
I'm going.
That should give us a good view of the surrounding area, and it will give us a height advantage over any enemy pods that we happen to spot.
Moving.
It's going to take a couple of turns to get everyone into position, so let's skip forward real quick. Okay, we just spent 3 turns getting into position, and now it should just be a straight shot across this courtyard over to the building where the evac zone is. We haven't encountered any enemy pods yet, but we know there's one down in this courtyard ahead of us. There they are. Looks like an Archon and a Codex. We've only got 9 turns left on the clock, and there are at least 4 more enemy pods on the field. So I think we're going to need to attack these guys immediately. Let's see if we can have Don take out that Codex in one shot.
They're on to me.
Very nice.
That's it.
Okay, let's start bringing up the rest of the squad and take out this Archon. There's not a lot of cover up near the front of the building, so
servos engaged.
Let's have our new Spark lead the charge. That's a good solid 10 damage hit. Now let's bring some more of the guys up and see if we can finish that thing off. There's not really a lot of cover to play with here. I hate to move my guys up into uncovered positions, but there are no other pods in sight, so I guess as long as we kill that Archon, we should be fine.
Tired of waiting around. Whatever you say.
Okay, let's start pelting that Archon with a few more attacks. We'll start things off with our double agent. Not bad. Okay, Varnas might actually be able to finish it off with his pistol. I could lead with lightning hands, but I think I can actually take this thing out in one shot. Nice.
You see that one?
That takes care of the first enemy pod. Mark has line of sight to that scanning tower, so let's check that out real quick. Oh, guaranteed chance to take over an enemy unit. Yeah, let's do that. This should help us locate an enemy pod in advance, and hopefully we can soften them up before we actually have to engage them.
I'll give it a shot. We're in.
Oh, I think... Yep, we just grabbed the gatekeeper. We're definitely off to a really good start here. Let's move the rest of our guys up and see how this plays out.
Good to go. Getting it done.
Alright, they just noticed that the gatekeeper's gone rogue. Okay. Well, the downside is that we've just activated 3 enemy pods. We know where a lot of the enemies are now, but they also know that we're coming. But since they're between us and the evac point, we don't really have a lot of options here. We need to push up and cut right through them. Our secondary goal is to cause some chaos with that gatekeeper, but we've only got control of it for 2 rounds, so we also want to encourage the enemies to cause damage to it. That way it's a little easier for us to take it down once it's no longer under our control. In the meantime, let's take advantage of knowing where all those enemies are by dropping a few indirect fire attacks on top of them. Huh. Well, I guess there are limits to how far I can throw a Void Rift. That's a shame. I guess these guys are too far away for any of Atlas's special attacks. Well, we've still got 2 blaster bombs to play with, so let's move the rest of our guys up and start sending those in instead.
Okay, I'll go.
It looks like a lot of the enemies have disappeared from our radar, but we still know where at least a few of them are. Let's put bomb number 1 right here, where it'll hit both the heavy mech and the shield bearer.
No use running.
That should strip off all of their armor. That softens up another enemy pod. Now let's bring Varnas up, and he can send in the next bomb. Not a lot of cover to choose from here, and I don't want to risk leaving him exposed. So I guess this'll have to do.
No problem, boss.
Let's go ahead and have him hit that same pod again.
Homing in.
Oh, nice. That takes care of the shield bearer. Now let's bring the rest of the squad up, then we can do something with the gatekeeper.
Let's do this.
Affirmative.
Now let's see here. We'll just go for the mech. Oh well. Let's get everyone else on Overwatch.
Overwatch. On Overwatch. On Overwatch.
Scanning for targets.
Holy Warrior. If I can kill that priest, I think it also kills the person he's psychically connected to. Oops, one of them's coming our way.
Trajectory failure.
Not even close. Woo! You see that?
Nice takedown, Mark. There's an Advent Purifier being useless as usual. And we're back up. Okay, we need to keep advancing on the building, but there's a lot of active hostiles in there. Let's get a good look at what we're walking into. Alright, we'll have Echo lead the charge. He'll move up to where he has line of sight to one of the enemy units.
Advancing.
Oh, good. He can see the enemy mech. Let's go ahead and tap the overdrive button and see how much damage he can do. First, we'll punch a hole through the entire building with his Shredstorm cannon. I'm pretty sure I know where that priest is standing, and if we're lucky, this will open up line of sight for some of our other guys. There we go. Now let's hit that mech. Very nice.
Hostile threat. Destroy. Primary weapon ammo expended.
Okay, let's immediately switch over to the gatekeeper and start cruising that over towards the enemy priest. Whoops. Okay, well, that activated another enemy pod. But that's fine. No need to panic just yet. Let's go ahead and hit that priest. Ah, of course. There must be some random chance that stasis will trigger, because sometimes we manage to kill them before they can actually do that. Well, let's keep moving this squad up, and we'll see if we can throw any more attacks in there. Still not close enough for a void rift. It doesn't look like most of our guys are going to have line of sight, so we'll just move everyone up and put them all on Overwatch.
I guess that'll be okay. I can handle that.
I could have taken some shots with Varnas, but I don't want him falling too far behind us. We only have 7 turns to get to the evac zone.
Here I come.
Alright everyone, guns at the ready.
Moving to Overwatch. Got it covered. Moving to Overwatch. Got it covered.
And we'll keep our VIP tucked behind full cover.
Got it covered.
There goes the gatekeeper. Oh, and Don just took someone out. Looks like he got a trooper. Whoops, and here comes the gatekeeper. Yeah, we're about to take some damage. Or maybe not. It just raised 2 zombies. I can live with that. The priest is back up too. And he's buffing the gatekeeper. That could be a problem. No, wait, he buffed the zombie next to the gatekeeper. Well then, it's always good to have priorities. Alright, we've got a lot of targets on the field, so let's take stock of things real quick. That stun lancer is probably the most immediate threat. Let's see if we can move up into a flanking position and hopefully neutralize him in 1 or 2 shots.
What's over there? Advent forces on the ground.
Oh. Well, that's... okay. Everything's still fine. So what if we've activated every enemy pod at once? We've got this.
I got a piece.
That was only a glancing hit, but hair trigger proc, so let's take another shot. And a miss.
I'll get him next time.
Okay, we might be in trouble here. Let's bring Atlas up and we'll start throwing around some psychic powers. Yeah, we'll drop a Void Rift on top of the Priest and the Lancer.
The rift beckons.
That kills the Priest and the random psychic zombie. And it disoriented the Lancer, which I guess is better than nothing. I guess we should have Varnas take a shot at something. The gatekeeper's open right now, so this is a good chance to hit it. Of course.
Adjusting sights.
Okay, Mark needs to neutralize the heavy mech on our right flank.
Time to break this one.
We'll go for the control. We really need a decoy out here. Yes. We might be able to turn this around after all.
Going haywire. Got access.
We won't actually be able to do anything with that heavy mech until next turn, but at the very least it should keep that purifier busy.
Reload.
Now let's do something with Shell Shock. I think our best bet is to have him focus on the Gatekeeper. We need to start trimming that thing's armor off.
What's over there?
That's a good start, but we still need to keep hitting that thing. We'll have Echo take a shot at it next.
Targeting sensor malfunction.
And there's another miss. Well, let's get the trooper on Overwatch and keep our VIP behind cover. Hopefully we won't take too much damage here. Well, that's certainly not good. With no cover to hide behind, I think this might be the end of Dawn. Wow. If Dawn can keep dodging attacks, he might actually survive this. Alright, Dawn took a few hits, but he's still in it. Let's keep hitting Advent, and we might actually make it out of this alive. We'll start by having Varnos take out that psychic zombie.
Impressed yet?
Now let's take a quick shot at the Gatekeeper. Oh!
Well, how about that?
Well, on the bright side, that took out the Gatekeeper, but it almost killed Dawn in the process. If I'd realized I could take that thing out in one hit, I would have moved him first. Let's immediately bring Mark over there to put Dawn on life support. Mark can't move nearly far enough, so I think it's time for an Icarus jump. Now we'll toss out a heal.
Go medical.
That refills a big chunk of Dawn's health. Mark's still got an action, so he can also take a shot at someone. We do still need to take out that Lancer, but I think Dawn might actually be in a better position to handle that. Okay, obviously we're not going to have Dawn Blade Rush anyone. We've still got a lot of enemies hiding behind that wall over there. Maybe we should move Shell Shock up so we can drop a grenade on top of them. Oh, but that Lancer is still on Overwatch, isn't he? We'll bring Dawn over next to this wall and hopefully he can finish off the Lancer from there.
I guess that'll be okay.
Okay, now we can bring Shell Shock up.
I'm trusting you here.
Whoops. Well, he took a bit of a hit there, but nothing serious. Now we'll toss a grenade over there to take out all that cover.
Heads down.
Now our other guys should have some open shots. Let's see if we can take out that purifier. If we're lucky, he might end up exploding.
Hard target, minimal damage.
Not quite enough. Let's bring up Echo and hit him again.
On the move. Target
Nice.
neutralized.
That neutralizes the purifier and does a bit of extra damage to the shield bearer. Now I think it's about time we had Atlas make a new friend. That Archon out in the middle of the room is an ideal target.
Give in to me.
Now we've got a decoy that will hopefully draw enemy fire. Oh, and we've still got this mech as well, so let's go ahead and shoot the other purifier in the back. Nice. Now it's time to get our VIP back under cover and see what Advent does.
Take a look here.
Really? Right through the wall? Well, I guess that's just XCOM being XCOM. Okay, we've lost shell shock, and we've got missiles coming down on our position. But I think we can deal with this. First, we need to do something about that shield bearer. Let's bring the mech up and he can take a shot at it from the side. Nice. Another well-timed crit. Now we need to focus on taking out that Spectre. Fortunately, it moved up pretty close, so we should be able to do it pretty easily. We'll bring Dawn up first. He's better off using his shotgun, so we'll run and gun him into a flanking position, and he should hopefully be able to do some serious damage.
Moving out.
Oof, almost, but not quite enough to finish it off in one shot. Let's bring Varnas up and see if he can take it out with his pistol.
Seems doable.
Oh, never mind. He's got a flanking shot on the Purifier.
Not too shabby.
That's one less threat to deal with. Now let's bring someone else up to take out that Spectre. Our double agent might end up taking some damage from that missile, but I think I can live with that. I'm not crazy about his chances to hit. Oh, but his grenade definitely doesn't do enough damage. Ah, there we go. That gets Shellshock back on his feet. Now let's keep moving our squad up, and at this point we just need to focus on taking down that Archon.
Okay, I'll go.
There's a solid 12 damage hit. We just need to keep hitting it. Oh, but we are about to lose control of that mech as well, so we need to take care of that. I'm not sure if I can actually draw line of sight to the mech. Well, let's keep chipping away at the Archon.
Proceeding to target.
We'll bring our own Archon over here, and hopefully it'll keep the mech distracted. Now let's bring Mark up, and he can hopefully finish off that Archon.
Tired of waiting around.
Nice, there we go. I could take out that mech now, but I'm pretty sure I've still got it hacked for one more turn. We'll just bring Atlas over and we'll set him and Mark on Overwatch, just in case.
Got it covered. Overwatch.
Oh, good. We're still controlling the mech. And our trooper did take a little damage there, but since we've pretty much killed all the threats on the field, that shouldn't be a problem. We've got 3 turns left on the clock and no hostiles left on the field, so at this point we just need to get to the evac zone.
Scanning approach vector. Rapid reload in progress.
We'll have Echo take a shot at the enemy mech before he leaves. Nice.
Leaving combat zone.
Now we'll just keep moving everyone else up. Though we do need to leave enough actions to take out that mech before the end of the turn. We're also going to kill this Archon before we leave, but not until after Atlas is evac. That way it should properly count as a kill.
Solid copy. Finally.
We'll have Mark finish off the mech since he has the easiest time getting over to the evac zone. Okay, well, I guess it'll take one more shot.
Let's do this. Let's move already.
At this point, I guess it's actually kind of silly to be hugging cover so
Okay,
much.
go.
Let's just have Don grapple up to the evac zone and he can take out the mech for us.
Grappling.
There we go.
Check it before you get too close. I'm running low on ammo.
That officially knocks all of the threats off the field, so unless enemy reinforcements decide to show up, this mission's pretty much over. Let's go ahead and skip forward a bit.
Finally. Evac confirmed.
Alright, one turn left on the clock. Atlas just left, and we're just moving the last of our guys into the evac zone.
Evac confirmed.
We definitely cut it down to the wire on this one. Let's go ahead and
No problem, boss.
bring Varnus up. He can finish off the Archon with lightning hands.
You know that was good.
And now it's time to get out of here.
I'm going.
Everyone back aboard the Sky Ranger.
VIP
This is Fireball.
secure and in
VIP
position
is
for
secure.
evac. Heading home. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
And despite the destruction left in their wake, XCOM refuses to let go of the ways of the old world. They will continue their wanton and reckless crimes until the entire world burns around them. We are grateful to the Elders for their support in ending this menace once and for all.
Well, we definitely took a bit of a beating out there, but it doesn't look like it was nearly as bad as I thought it was. At any rate, Varnus is up a level, so let's go ahead and grab Quick Draw. And I think we're done here. Good work, everyone. I'll admit, there had been some times where it seemed like the entire squad was on the verge of being completely wiped out, but somehow they all came back alive. Not only that, but they also managed to bring back our target, an engineer named Manisha Baptiste. While Bradford and the Grey Shirts debriefed our newest recruit, I went down to the infirmary to check on our wounded. Don had taken a pretty bad beating out in the field, and he was practically delirious. He just kept ranting about being at the end of his half-life. Shellshock was also acting pretty strangely, but that was normal for him. If there had been any doubts before, then Operation Blood Dance had made it abundantly clear that Advent was done messing around. They were fielding armored units with heavy weapons in the middle of their own densely populated urban centers, heedless of the potential collateral damage. Their so-called peacekeeping squads had finally evolved into full-fledged assault teams. Even with the war on the verge of ending, things certainly weren't going to be getting any easier.